Hi there, it's July 27th and time for Proverbs 27. Let's jump over there. We are still on the stuff, the Solomon's Proverbs that were written, copied down by King Hezekiah's men later. They're Solomon, and some of them wait for it from Solomon himself, and these are the ones copied, so good stuff here, right? Don't boast about tomorrow, for you don't know what a day might bring. Right. That's important. Jesus said, don't worry about tomorrow, it'll take care of itself. Live for today. Right? This is, let another praise you, not your own mouth, a stranger, and not your own lips. It's very important to be humble, okay? Nobody likes a bragger. Nobody listens to a bragger. They're like, oh, brother, and they just shut off. They will turn you off. Okay? It's better to let somebody else build you up. Okay? That's why when somebody speaks, a speaker, they have somebody come out first to introduce them and tell them of all their accomplishments so the guy's not bragging himself. I'm going to do that on purpose. Okay? 3, a stone is heavy and sand a burden, but aggravation from a fool outweighs them both. Right. You see people trying to argue with these fools when they should just be turning and walking the other way. Fear is cruel and anger a flood, but who can withstand jealousy? Right. Jealousy is the worst form of anger. It eats you up inside because it involves pain, it involves hurt, it involves betrayal from somebody you loved. Better an open reprimand than concealed love. Tear that apart, right? 6, the wounds of a friend are trustworthy, but the kisses of an enemy are excessive. Right. Right. We could tear all these apart. A person who's full tramples on a honeycomb, but to a hungry person, any bitter thing is sweet. Right. That's a good one. If you're starving, you will eat moldy bread. If you're not, if you're full and you've had everything, even the good stuff, just, I don't want it. Okay? 8. A man wandering from his home is like a bird wandering from its nest. Right? You stay away long enough, somebody else is going to come in and take over your stuff. They will encroach in your property. All right? 9. Oil and incense bring joy to the heart, and the sweetness of a friend is better than self-counsel. Right. The sweetness of a friend is better than self-counsel. I like that. Sometimes you need to talk to a friend and be consoled instead of tearing yourself up, right? 10. Don't abandon your friend or your father's friend, and don't go to your brother's house in your time of calamity. Better a neighbor nearby than a brother far away. All right, now this is true, okay? If my house were to burn down, I have friends and neighbors close to me that would help me. My brother lives 700 miles away, okay? And my brother would gladly take me in, but he's 700 miles away. 11, be wise, my son, and bring my heart joy so that I can answer anyone who taunts me. All right? If you know your children are going to do the right thing and say the right thing, if somebody comes up to you and accuses them of doing something that is completely out of their nature, you have an argument against that, okay? A sensible person sees danger and takes cover. The inexperienced keep going and are punished. Right. You see all these protests and stuff. These are paid actors, okay? They don't even get in trouble for it, okay? They get arrested, and then the charges get dropped, and then they get their paycheck, and then they go on their merry way. Don't mess with those people. Just stay away from that stuff, okay? Okay, 13, take his garment, for he has put up security for a stranger. Get collateral, for it is for foreigners. Okay? Solomon talks about this in almost every chapter, about co-signing for somebody else's loan. Okay? That person is borrowing money from somebody that you don't know. That's a foreigner. That's a stranger. Okay? If you co-sign for your friend or your kids or somebody guaranteeing their payment, you've taken all the pressure off of the person who's taking the loan from the other guy, and that other guy knows he's going to come after you. It says take his garment or take a collateral. Okay? Back then, their most expensive thing they wore was their outer cloak. They were made from a single piece of fabric, and they were very expensive. And that was a status symbol. You know, today it might be, you know, if you're going to borrow this, I'm going to need the title to your car, and I'm going to hold that until you pay it off. So I have some kind of guarantee, you know, that I won't lose money. But he says, better off just not co-signing for other people's loans. Okay? 14, if one blesses his neighbor with a loud voice early in the morning, it will be counted as a curse to him. Some people like to sleep in the morning, okay? And no matter how friendly you are, if you wake them up out of a dead sleep, they're not going to like it. They're going to count that as a curse, okay? And then the stripping on a rainy day and a nagging wife are alike. It's more Solomon talking about his 700 wives. Right. The one who controls her controls the wind and grasps oil with his right hand. Right? They're saying it's impossible to control the nagging wife. Oh. Communication is key there. Right? Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. That's important stuff. Okay? If you want to be a good mechanic, you need to hang around other mechanics. Like me, I was a computer tech all my life. I wanted to be a good computer tech. I hung around other computer techs. You know, we could help each other. I knew stuff they didn't know, and they knew stuff I didn't know. And between us, we all learned a great deal. Okay? Iron sharpens iron. So whatever you're trying to do, find a group of people that's doing it. Okay? They'll be glad to teach you. 18, whoever tends a fig tree will eat its fruit, and whoever looks after his master will be honored. Okay? It was a law back then that the people you hired to work in your fields and your orchards were allowed to eat the fruit on the trees, or allowed to pick the wheat on the ground and eat it. They were allowed to do that. You had to let them do that. 19, as water reflects the face, so the heart reflects a person. You see what's in a person's heart? You tell the way they really are. Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, and people's eyes are never satisfied. This is the problem with the world today. Okay? Eyes are never satisfied. You never have enough. No matter how much you want, you always want more. People always want more. Until their houses are absolutely filled with crap, okay? And it's just crap you never use. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm going to put it on this shelf and admire it with the other 2,000 things that are on my shelf that I'm admiring and not using. Okay? Hell is never satisfied, and people's eyes are never satisfied. You'll find that the truly happy people are the ones who are satisfied with what they have, and they don't want any more. They want just enough. A crucible for silver and a smelter for gold, and a man for the words of his praise. That's because a man is tested by his praise. What does that say over here? Verse 21. I need to see it. Need my magnifying glass to see this Bible. A man is tested by the praise he receives. Person is tested by being praised. Right? So it's worded a little different here, but all right. A crucible for silver, a smelter for gold. You know, when you melt gold and silver down, all the impurities float to the top, and they scrape them off and throw them away. A man is tested by the praise he receives. Okay? Like people say good things about somebody, chances are he's a good person. Interesting. 22. This one's kind of gross. Though you grind a fool in a mortar with a pestle along with the grain, you will not separate his foolishness from him. Okay, they talk a lot about fools, and there are people who will just never ever learn. You can't teach them. They know everything. They think they're smarter than, the smartest, wisest, richest people in the world. I know more than them. And they're dirt poor and have nothing. You can't separate the foolishness from them. Okay? It's a sad condition. But 23. Know well the condition of your flock and pay attention to your herds, for wealth is not forever. Not even a crown lasts for all time. When the hay is removed and the new growth appears and the grain from the hills is gathered in, lambs will provide your clothing and goats the price of a field. There will be enough goat's milk for your food for your household, and nourishment for your female servants. Yeah, I read that together because this is all one statement. Okay? Know well the condition of your flock. In today's language, that's know well the condition of your finances. Know how much money is in the bank. Know how much food you have stored. Know how much your bills are going to be. Know when they're due. Keep on top of that. If you ignore bills, they're not going to go away. Okay? You have to take care of that stuff. You have to be diligent with that stuff. And you'll know these things. Okay? It's important. And it's important for the man to know this stuff. Okay? You shouldn't put all this responsibility on the woman. And a lot of men do. Oh, she pays the bills. I don't know how much money there is. Wrong. Women were not meant to be put in that position. Women were meant to be secure and nurture and keep the house and make the food and make the house into a home. They're not supposed to be worrying about bills and finances and stuff. It's your job. It's a man's job, and you need to do it. Do it with your wife, or do it. Take responsibility for that. Okay? So there you go. That's Proverbs 27. I'll go over our highlights here real quick. I highlighted 2. Let another praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. Don't brag, okay? Don't brag. Let somebody else build you up. Nobody likes a bragger, okay? I'm highlighted 4. Fury is cruel and anger a flood, but who can withstand jealousy? Jealousy is the worst type of anger. Because that's betrayal, okay? Even if it didn't happen and you think it might have happened, it'll tear you up. Even if it's not true. Jealousy will tear you up inside. And money won't help it. Riches won't help it. Gifts won't help it. If somebody takes your spouse and does something horrible with your spouse, and well, buy you a brand new car, if you forget about it, you're not going to forget about it, okay? That won't help. I highlighted 7. A person is full. A person who is full tramples on honeycomb, but to a hungry person, any bitter thing is sweet. It's just a statement of fact, okay? It's not telling you to do something or be something. It's just saying when a person's full, nothing looks good to him. A person who's starving, even a piece of moldy bread looks good to him. Okay? And there's plenty of this going on, and you're supposed to help those people. Yeah? And we heard a lot of pride in 9. Oil and incense bring joy to the heart, and the sweetness of a friend is better than self-counsel. I like that. Sweetness of a friend is better than self-counsel. Yeah. In the New Living Translation, it says, the heartfelt counsel of a friend is as sweet as perfume and incense. Mm. The pleasantness of one's friend springs from his earnest counsel. If you're feeling down, call your friend. You say, I'm feeling down, and they will help you. But it's better than, wallowing in self-pity when you can have a friend that will build you up. We highlighted 12. A sensible person sees danger and takes cover. The inexperienced keep going and are punished. Now, it says different words for inexperienced in all these other versions. It says a simpleton and the simple, the simpleton. Okay, they call it inexperienced, ignorant, the simpleton. You notice they don't say fool. They're talking about people that just, they don't know, they don't care, inexperienced. All right. If you see danger, if you see protests, if you see people setting things on fire, you're not going to stop that crowd, okay? Take cover. And 13, take his garment, for he has put up security for a stranger. Get collateral, for it is for foreigners. Don't co-sign for, if you have to co-sign for your friend's loan so he can get a car and get back to work, you need to take something that of equal value and hold it until he pays off that loan. Otherwise, this foreigner, somebody you don't know, is going to come after you for the money when he doesn't pay it. It's very important. And it's so important that Solomon mentioned this in at least every other chapter. Okay, he constantly almost harping on this. And 17, iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. And we talked about that. If you want to learn to do something, find people that are successful doing that same thing. Okay? Most times, they will always be glad to impart them. A wise person is always glad to impart his knowledge on somebody else. Okay? Good stuff. And we highlighted 20. Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, and people's eyes are never satisfied. Problem with the world. Nobody ever has enough. There's never enough. Your eyes are never satisfied. If they were, you could watch one TV show and then turn off the TV. Well, my eyes are satisfied now, but they're not. You want more. Always want more. No matter how much crap you have, you always want more. More. And we highlighted this whole last thing. We don't need to read it again. But yeah, know well the condition of your flock and pay attention to your herds, for wealth is not forever. Okay, your money's not going to last forever. Know well the condition of your finances. Know well the condition of your foodstuffs and things you have on hand for a rainy day. Know well this stuff. And that means men. Know the condition of your finances. Know how much money you have to make. Know what bills are due. And know how you're going to pay them. That's important. If you know this stuff, then there'll be enough. Okay? And then there'll be enough. Right? So there you go. That's Proverbs 27 for July 27th. I'm pretty sure we're still in Isaiah today. I can check real quick on our Through the Bible in a Year. And it's getting really good now. So we're getting to the part. No, today we're in 2 Kings 18 and 19 and 3 different Psalms. So, and we'll get back to Isaiah tomorrow. But we're doing 2 Kings. And we're reading about King Hezekiah, believe it or not. The one who the Proverbs we just are studying now were copied by King Hezekiah's men. So, and it's a review of Israel's fall. So, King Hezekiah's men copied those Proverbs and didn't do him any good. So, there you have it. Have a good day. Have a nice Saturday. Take it easy today. Don't do much. It's rainy where I'm at, so I'm not going to do much today. But we'll get back to it when the sun comes out. But until then, keep reading. Stay humble. Stay out of trouble. See you next time.